Hi and welcome to Wine Dude Online. I'm your host Kevin, and I'm here with Brian Lamborn, from Lamborn Family Vineyards. Thanks for having me. Okay, let's jump right in. Seeing that you manage the marketing and sales for Lamborn Family Vineyards, what is your take on social media like Twitter, Facebook and bloggers, with regards to promoting your brand? I believe that social media is an invaluable tool for both emerging and established brands, regardless of the industry. Sites like Twitter and Facebook allow us to interact with customers and business associates alike on a much more personal level than previously allowed. Like CDs in the home phone, email seems to be on its way to oblivion. I think that those individuals who get involved with social media in hopes of increasing sales are misguided. Social media is more about relationship building and networking, and most of all, allowing the user to control his or her message. Wine bloggers have quite a bit of power, and that is increasing every day. Social media is fantastic in that it distributes the power and influence is redistributed from the few to the many, and that's an amazing thing. There's nothing more powerful than word-of-mouth marketing, which has always played a key role for Lamborn Family Vineyards, and social media provides that platform. Consumers no longer have to trust what they read in a major magazine, as social media allows us all a voice. For those who haven't gotten involved yet, I believe they are missing the boat. How large is the vineyards and what varietals are planted? We've got about 30 acres up on the mountain, but of that only 8 are planted. Being mountaintop, the terrain is quite rugged, and as you've seen firsthand, we've basically cultivated all that is plantable. We have just 2 varietals planted, and 4 acres of each, Zinfandel and Cabernet Sauvignon. The Zin was planted in '79, and, more recently, the Cab was planted in '01, with a few years of age to the vines. Do you purchase grapes from other vineyards, or is everything estate grown? We do not purchase grapes from anyone else. By doing so, we would not have control over the quality and standards employed in farming, which obviously drastically affects the fruit. We take extreme pride in doing everything ourselves, except winemaking, as great wines are made in the vineyard. We come from the school, if you want something done right, you have to do it yourself. We absolutely love having complete control over our vineyard and fruit, and I'm confident that it shines through in each bottle. How did you come to produce only Zinfandel and Cabernet? I mean, it seems like most wineries are putting out everything under the sun these days. We had been a Zin-only producer for literally 2 decades, up until 2001, when we planted Cabernet. Being that Heidi Barrett was making our wine and her specialty is Cab, the addition was a logical and natural one. Howell Mountain is most notable for its red varietals, though some have had success with a few whites, and right now we're exactly where we want to be with production, around 1,600 cases annually. We are growing 2 varietals that we know, love, and believe in. Now, I've had the pleasure of visiting the vineyard, and have to say that it is absolutely gorgeous up there, even if it was raining the entire time. If I'm not mistaken, I didn't see a winery up there. So how or where do you make and store everything? When Papa sold his property, we also lost the very modest crush pad and winery. Building one on ours was not logistically or monetarily possible, so we turned to the Napa Wine Company in Oakville. At the time, Heidi already had some clients there too, so it made a lot of sense. We continue to make our wine there, and the bottled product is stored in a warehouse at the Napa Valley Wine Warehouse. How did Heidi Barrett come to be the winemaker for Lamborn, and how long has she been with you guys? When we were looking for a new winemaker in the mid-90s, around the time my grandfather sold his property, our philosophy was to start at the top and work our way down. The first one to agree would be the best one we could get. So we started at the top, and went straight to, in our estimation, the best in the valley in Heidi Barrett. We invited her up to the vineyard, showed her our property, and talked about our whole philosophy behind growing the best grapes we possibly can. As my dad says, he proposed and she said yes, not that my mom appreciates that joke. That was the end of 1996, so she has been with us for nearly a decade and a half. How would you present Lamborn Family Vineyards to someone who has not heard of the Lamborn label before? Well, I come across this a lot as most people have not heard of Lamborn. We've been around for over 3 decades, but still sort of fly under the radar. Unlike many of our neighbors, we are not independently wealthy. We got involved in the business for the love of dirt. We are farmers and thoroughly enjoy every aspect of it, and that passion, I truly hope, shows in each bottle we put out. We make wines that appeal to us, in a style we love to enjoy. We don't make them to appeal to specific critics, palates, or people. We make them because we love them and hope that others do too. It certainly helps that, just because someone hasn't heard of us, chances are they have heard of Heidi Barrett as former winemaker for cult wines such as Screaming Eagle. If our dedication to the vineyard doesn't convey a message of quality wine, her name usually will. Alright, that's all the time we have today. I would like to thank my guest today, Brian, for joining us. See you next time.